Okay, good afternoon. Now, before I start or before you start, get the slide for chapter 2.5 open and then we can go through it one by one. Okay, so this is just to make sure that you guys keep your reading up. Okay, so you can play this video as and when, especially before your finals. Right, so on we'll try and catch up probably on Friday, okay, and see whether we can talk about your assignments or what's going on. Maybe by Friday then I know what will be happening. I don't know now. Okay, so this is the only chapter I think for tour operator that I haven't discussed or haven't talked about or lectured. So this is mainly about tour guides. Okay, the last time you had a mock tour guide, it was in around KL, right? So I was not the one in charge, so I don't really know what you did after what was discussed after the postmortem. Okay, so this is just my way. So if you have a question, post it on the forum. So we're going to be looking at what is a tour guide, the roles of a tour guide, the qualities that a tour guide should have, explain the different types of tour guides, okay, benefits of having a tour guide for your for a tour, also discuss the advantages and disadvantages of being a tour guide. We're going to be talking about how tour guides speak, public speaking. You get scared sometimes and how we can actually overcome that. Describe the environment and how it is affecting your tour guiding skills when you are in the bus. Also, how to keep your performance kind of fresh so that the energy of the tourists will stay up all the time. Okay. So what does a tour guide do? Well, basically a tour guide, also known as a tourist guide, is a person who provides assistance. So they take you from one place to one place, specifically like an attraction, and tell you more about the place and handle everything else from there. Okay, so they are this person who knows more about the place or have some kind of expertise or specialize in a particular topic or a place itself. All right, usually like an escorted tour. There are different types of tour guides. There are on-site, city guides, independent guides, driver guides, specialized guides. Now I'm going to be talking about that really fast one by one. You can read it on your own. Okay, so everything is set on the slides. On-site guides are also known as a docent, D-O-C-E-N-T, usually in a museum or in a specific attraction, like say Universal Studio. If you go sometimes a specific tour, you would probably need a tour guide for that. Okay, they will greet you and then when you arrive, and then also manage everything else for you when you are there. Okay, excuse that, that's just the sound of my phone. Okay, something like that. Okay, as you can see. Next one is a city guide. Now a city guide specializes in leading tours on one or more cities. They conduct city walks, bicycle, being on the hoverboard, sometimes hop in and hop off buses, right? So they usually, it takes about maybe a full day or even a half day, right? Usually not like a full for one city lah, not full night. Okay, but they do have night city tours, something like this. You'll see them like in the bus like that, and then that would be like on a hoverboard. Excuse that, that's my cat. All right, independent guides are also known as freelance guides. Now they are self-employed. Sometimes they work for a tour operator or even government agencies or on an attraction destination. Basically, they are just on contractual basis. They work on their own. So this tour operator will call them up and say, okay, so I need a tour guide for this particular group, and they will work on a contract basis. Okay. Driver guide are those people who actually drive and also guide. So they bring you around while they're driving. Okay, so they can drive a bus, they can drive a van, or anything like that. Like this. Specialized tour guides are guides that are specialized on one or more type of tours, such as extreme tours or religious tours or historical tours, diving tours, cultural tours, ecotourism, and all this other stuff. Okay, they have to have a specific skill, right? Or being certified, right? Like diving certification and all that stuff. Obviously, you need to have someone who's specialized. All right, something like that. Shh. Benefits of having a tour guide. Basically, being a tour, if you're in a tour and you have a tour guide, it's better because they know more, especially local knowledge. You can talk to them about any kind of problems, right? They are there to kind of help you. It's safe, okay, in the town where you don't know much about the town, and it's safer if you have a tour guide because usually they're local, so they know. Save you time from doing your own research and all that stuff. Okay, now the pros and cons of being a tour guide. If you want to become a tour guide, the pros and the cons about the same, okay, but I think there's more pros, but you have to like it, right? Now the pros are mainly you get to go to anywhere for free. When you bring your tourists to an attraction, it's free for you. Okay, the company pays for you. Like for me, last time when I did my training, I actually went to in Sabah. I did rafting for free. I brought the tourists to Mount Kinabalu for free. Usually it can cost you about 800, or that time it was only 300 lah, but still. Okay, I went whitewater rafting, I went to the Mount Kinabalu and all that stuff, and everything was free. Place to stay, you can eat and everything. Okay, if you work hard enough, you make a lot of tips. Now the tips is really, really good. Okay, sometimes especially foreign tourists, they will even tip you, like say 200-300. That's good for one day. 200-300 tips plus the salary that you get from one person, so that's a lot of money. You can get about thousands per day. If you're doing freelancing, then it gives you more time, flexibility, to do other things, because sometimes one gig or one job, right, plus the tips, you can get about a few thousand. Okay, and it only takes you about 2-3 days. Few thousand for 2-3 days, and then you do another one. That's good money. Okay, you get to learn a lot of things. You get to meet a lot of people, and if you're not a person who does 9 to 5 kind of job, paperwork, then this job is actually quite fun and enjoyable. Okay, you meet a lot of people, and every time, even though you go to the same place, the experience is different because it's always a different scene, a different time, a different people with different people, so it's always going to change. If you don't like the same old thing every day, this is a good job for you. Now, however, there's always going to be something that's bad. Okay, so the cons of being a tour guide is that because being a tour guide, especially if you're freelancing, it's a seasonal job. Like right now, we're having the coronavirus. Nobody would want to go anywhere. So can you imagine those freelance tour guides will not have a job at this time because it's seasonal. Okay, so if it's either you have or you don't. So that's what's hard about it. It's a lot of work. You need to get licensed. You need to be certified. I think every year you need to be certified, and then you need to go through exams and all that stuff. Okay, and every new place you need to do a lot of research, so you need to be confident with information that you tell them, and then also be accurate with the information. Okay, and not all customers or clients are easy to get along with. They can be difficult customers, and like say today you had a good one, tomorrow probably a really horrible one. So but if you get a good one, the really good ones, I know a few tour guides that actually they are really good to the tourists, and the tourists gave them a place to stay when they travel to the place where the tourist is from, so they give them a place, which is really cool. Sometimes it gets a little bit lonely because you work and you travel, you kind of live in your suitcase, right? So that can be a little bit hard, especially if you're a family person. Okay, so 10 qualities of being a good, or qualities every tour guide should have is obviously good communication skills. Okay, this is a must because you need to talk to the people and you need to get them to listen to you. So you cannot just talk. So you have to actually have some kind of personality. Okay, outgoing, approachable, right? You have to have a good memory, okay, because actually this one will take practice. Improvisation skills, you need to be flexible all the time, always have plan B, always be resourceful. That's why you need to know a lot of people. Okay, if plan A doesn't work, if you have an activity outside and it is raining, you have to figure out something else, right? You have to be enthusiastic about what you do. Show that in your tone, your expression, your body language, your voice. Also a little bit of humor that does help. Okay, now punctuality is a must. You have to be at a particular place before the guests or the tourists, so preferably half an hour or maybe 15 minutes the latest. A keen sense of direction, good direction skills, knowledge of a local, meaning knowledge of everything there. You can speak the language, you can converse with them, you understand the people and all, and passion about the city. You have to have some passion about that particular place that you're taking them. If you're not happy about the place, you will be a little bit biased, and then it will show to your tourists, and then they won't want to go to that place. So the next few slides would be just explanation on this, and you can read it on your own. Specifically to get more information, maybe you can get this reading from this and answer your essay lah, if there's questions on that. Okay, now everybody is scared of public speaking, correct? And if you're gonna be a tour guide, public speaking is a must. Okay, so first thing that you can do is try to break the ice. Okay, get to know them first. You are among friends. Okay, when you get to know them, then you know a little bit about them, you're friendly to them, they're friendly to you, then they're just like your friends, so you're talking to your friends. Change your mindset. Okay, change your mindset, meaning fear and excitement are two same feelings that you get. Your hand becomes sweaty, your heartbeat is fast, right? And then you're getting cold sweats or whatever, right? Same thing with excitement. Before you get into, like say, onto a roller coaster, you have the same feeling. So change that fear to excitement, right? So I usually tell everybody to just have some quick exercise first, maybe do jumping jacks or whatever just before. Okay, you should remember that you are always in charge. You should be prepared and practice all the time. Know your stuff ins and out. If you're really scared and you're looking at the audience, focus on one or two people, okay, in the audience that you're comfortable with, right? But don't focus too much, and then you're going to make them uncomfortable. Okay. Okay, when you say things, please be specific. Okay, be accurate, right? Learn, know your audience, see their body language. Keep your, if like say, keep it very light. Whatever you say, keep it very light. Okay, don't use bombastic words or vocab. Not everybody can understand that. Okay, keep it positive, using positive words. Excellent, fantastic, absolutely, these are positive words. Okay, personalize your information. Like for example, what I mean by this is you give stories, like say, oh, last time I was at this particular place, it was, you know, something. If you're bringing the person to a like a paranormal tour, so you say, oh, I had my own experience with this when I came here the last time I saw blah 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 blah. Give them a feel of your personality a little bit, you know. It gives that that experience more like in depth to them. Okay, now this is walking tour tips. If you are walking, bringing the tourists on a walking tour, so first and foremost, obviously introduce where we're going. Tell them that it's going to take how long. Okay, maybe you can tell them, like say for example, okay, so we're going to be walking, it's going to be about 30 minutes walk. So if you need to go to the toilet first, direct them to the toilet, or if you're tired or whatever, can you let me know, something like that. Okay, don't forget to tell the guest or the tourist where is a focal point, just in case they get lost. Okay, where to meet if they get lost. Okay, always set your time. This one I mentioned in class already. Set your time with the time of the tour, the tourist. Okay, so same time. So tell everybody, I have 10:30 right now. Can everybody change their time to 10:30 exactly? So when you tell the guests to come back in 1 hour's time, tell them it's 11:30, not 1 hour's time. Okay, your voice and your tone projection. Okay, when you're outside, you're usually distracted because it's really noisy outside, and there's a lot of people, so you probably can be distracted. Always be aware of that. Okay, make sure when you're talking, you stop. Everybody is in one particular place. Stop and ask the last person whether they can hear you. Give you a thumbs up if they can hear you from the back, and then continue talking. Never walk backwards and talk. Okay, you might fall, you might hurt yourself and embarrass yourself. Okay, and then lose your confidence. Okay, what else do you need to know? Double check with the body language of everybody. See if they are tired, if they need a break or something like that. And then before going to a shop, if you're bringing a big crowd, let the shop know that you're coming first. Okay, unless it's already inside the tour. Okay, and if you're going to a holy place, like say temple or a mosque, make sure you brief the tourists to, you know, the do's and don'ts, the code of conduct to go to these places. Okay, like clothes, be quiet, respect the people, take off your shoes and stuff like that. All right. Okay, so all these other things I think you can actually read. Issues one face when in the bus. Okay, one thing about bringing, like say, issues that you face in the bus, sometimes the energy level is a little bit low. What you need to do is, before going to the place or before reaching the place, when we get in, tell them a little bit about the place. Give them that sense of like excitement. Okay, tell them a little bit about what that place has. You know, maybe if you're taking them to a theme park, tell them, you know, there are 33 rides. Okay, so it gives them that excitement. Okay, so you can actually bring the energy up. And maybe in the bus, if it gets really low and you want to reach already and people are getting like sleepy or whatever, wake them up 10 10 or 15 minutes before reaching to the place and have games. Okay, this will boost them up a bit. Make a pit stop. People like to take pictures. Stop somewhere and take pictures. Okay, if you want to, usually in the bus, right, people can only stay there maximum 45 minutes and then they get really restless. Okay, if you think that they need to sleep, you can let them sleep, but usually if they become restless, we have to make a stop, or the place shouldn't be that long. Unless it's a long journey, then we have to make a quick stop somewhere, maybe about 30 minutes for them to go to the toilet or buy something. Okay, give the group time shopping after lunch and hunting for bargains. All right. Okay. Now, how to keep your commentary fresh? You have to do research on your subject. Okay, always try to improve yourself and draw energy from the audience reaction. If the audience are sleepy or bored, okay, then usually will make you kind of know what to do, stop or have games. Okay, that is all for chapter 2.5. If you have any question, post it on the forum. Okay, in the meantime, stay safe, and I don't know anything about what's going to happen until the 14th, so we'll see wait for an official announcement from FCUC. Thank you, take care, bye bye.